Right, it's been a bad day at the office again for Everton, losing 2-0 to West Ham. We said it was maybe the El Sacico, and they have lost the game. Lampard is under huge pressure. Let's go straight to Michael, who's an Everton fan. All right, Michael?
Hi, Michael.
You all right? Thanks for getting me on, lads.
No worries. Mike, talk me through it today. Another poor performance from the boys. Watch the game. I mean, it just looks so easy to beat.
I wasn't able to be at the game today with work, but I've just got a feel for them fans going week in, week out, travelling all over the country. And I mean, watching the game first half, you thought we had a little bit of doubt about us. You knew what West Ham were going to do. They were going to try and come out and get us off. We showed zero lack of ambition to go forward. I mean, watching the second half, it was, should we go forward? Oh, I know, let's not. Let's turn back. Let's go sideways. Let's get it. Let's recycle the ball right the way back. And it just allowed West Ham to grow into us. And you look at the cameras and you see the board, and when the camera panned over to Mashiri and Kenwright and they're smirking, it doesn't give you any sort of hope as an Everton fan. I mean, I've been going since I was a baby. My season ticket holder got passed down to me by my dad, and I still go to the game with my dad. But this isn't anything that I'm equipped for at the moment. You know, I hear fellas from stories at the match going the glory days of Everton when we were going on and winning European Cups and leagues, and this just seems to get worse and worse and worse.
Michael, who's to blame though? Who's to blame? Is it Lampard? Is it the players? Is it the board? I mean, what?
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture between Lampard and some of his tactics that he's got wrong, the players not wanting to fight for the shirt, and the board not supporting the manager. I mean, you look at the teams around us. You've got Leeds, Southampton, Wolves. They're all strengthening. They're all getting players in, and they're all spending money. Now, all right, you hear rumours all over the place and all over the time that us at the moment, Everton, we're not financially gaining at the moment. We're a bit tight on regulations or whatever it might be, but we're not showing signs of doing any business. I mean, you look at Leeds and Southampton, they're signing players. Forest constantly signing loads of players, trying to strengthen. The board don't even look like they want to be interested at the moment. They just think it's another season to whitewash when we're staring in the face of the abyss.
Michael, I think I watched the Wolves game. I just think the recruitment of the players they brought in, there's not enough players on the pitch who score goals who've got a history of scoring goals. I think.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, you've got to get him from all over, haven't you?
Do you think it's time up now for Frank Lampard?
Do I?
Yeah.
Personally, I think it is time for now. I mean, I think he should have gone after the Southampton game between us. I think that was the game where if anything was going to change with the home fans and showing that the fans that they need to get behind the squad, that was the opportunity. But I think I think he should have gone after the Southampton game, and I think he should. But the question now is, who comes in? Because there's talk
Sean Dyche
on social media. Yeah, but did you bring in Sean Dyche?
Of course you bring in Sean Dyche, Michael. He gives you an unbelievable chance of staying in the Premier League right now.
Yeah,
all Everton need to do is stay up.
Though, didn't he?
Do you think, Michael?
No, he didn't.
Michael, you know, signing Mapai, which Brighton let go because he don't score goals, was just a desperate move by Frank. Do you think he sat down and gone, let's sign him? I think he's going to get goals for us because he's.
I don't think it was a Lampard signing. Personally, I don't. You know, Lampard was in that same window. It was constant rumours about broker. It was always Everton are trying to get broken on a deal, but they're not sure what's going on with Chelsea. And it was all the time you see it on Sky that Everton is still in the race for Armando Broker, and he's been injured and he's coming back. They don't know what's going to happen with him, whether he's going to be playing. And we were chasing after the one striker all window, and it never pulled off. And I think it was a last gasp attempt to go, right, well, he's available, let's just grab him.
Yeah.
And it's not worked out for us.
Yeah. All right, Michael, listen, top man, thanks for your call, really appreciate it. Just on Sean Dyche, Dean, there's been talk about him, that's the answer for Everton, and Lampard is really struggling now and maybe looks like he could be on the way out after another defeat. What's the answer for Everton?
Well, I mean, they've wasted 618 million. They've ended up, look what they've got on the pitch today. They've spent all that money. Richarlison obviously left, which is a bit of a blow. You bring Sean Dyche in, he'll tighten things up. He'll tighten the back four up. He'll play more conservative football. But you only need to win.
He plays winning football, doesn't he? When you're at the
bottom,
when you're down at the bottom,
he knows what he's doing.
He knows how to get results. He knows how to keep a team in the Premier League.
There's plenty of time left. but they have to give. I don't know how they're going to do it. They have to get some players on the pitch. They've got like 2 or 3 weeks to get some players on the pitch who score goals, not players who float around getting 3 a season. You've got to have you look at West Ham. I'm looking at West Ham in trouble today, but Souček can score, Bowen can score, Antonio he's in a bad spell. Rice can nick a goal for you. Dawson was nicking goals. He's gone now. But they've got players who can nick goals up from all over the place.
Yeah.
Everton haven't got any.
Do you think Lampard should stay in the job?
I think it's too early. Yeah? There's 18 games left. Is there? He's got time. 3 wins on the bounce. But he's not. But what I will say is, if you don't get some new players in who score, players with a goal record,
but Dean,
the same thing's going to happen.
You talk about Lampard staying in job. Look, I want Frank to do well. I think he's a legend of the game. You want to see him do well. But Everton fans are passionate football fans who go and support their team week in, week out, and they're having to put up with that dire performances every week. No heart, no desire, no running. It's looked like they've lost the dressing room. How long do you stick with it? Because it's Frank Lampard.
Well, Frank Lampard's trying to build a Clive Christian kitchen with a bag of B&Q blunt tools. He's got a bag.
I like B&Q
he's got
kitchens,
a
all right.
bag of blunt saws, chisels, the whole lot in his bag. He's got no tools to build a good kitchen.